Everybody, Terez Paylor with Kansas City Star, with the whole team, Kerkhoff, Gregorian, Mellinger, and very somber out here, locker room following this loss, as you might imagine, 31-24, possibly the most, I mean, I don't even know how to describe it right now. I'm trying to find the words as I put together my gamer. That's what you got these guys for. Is that we're gonna try and put this thing in context quickly to try and digest what just happened out here in the Chiefs' 31-24 loss to the Denver Broncos on Thursday night. So you know what, Blair, I want to hear what you got to say, man. Just what's your takeaway from this thing?
This was all set up for a celebration of the Chiefs. They were going to kind of surpass the Broncos in the hierarchy of the AFC West. They were going to, defeat Peyton Manning for only the second time in 15 games. They were going to end the Broncos' winning streak in not only against the Chiefs but AFC road games. They now have the NFL record for most consecutive wins in division opponents on the road. It's incredible the hold that Denver seems to have on the Chiefs. I mean, we can look. We can discuss this. There are 1,000 plays to look at and digest. But the fumble at the end, of course, was the one everybody will talk about. That I'm going to go back to one that I just thought sticks out to me. Right after Marcus Peters had the pick six, the next play, Denver gets on the field. The next play, Jamal Fleming drops an interception. Went off his fingertips. Didn't drop. Went off his fingertips. If the Chiefs manage to hold on to the ball there, they're set up again in Denver territory, and I think maybe the momentum stays with the Chiefs. The Arrowhead Stadium's still rocking, and who knows what happens after that.
Absolutely. Sam, what do you got, man?
I just, one thing that this thought kept coming into my head about if you could eliminate the fact that this was week 2 and that these other things happened in the playoffs, is this is like the Lynn Elliott game. This is 38-10 in Indianapolis. Like, as far as just a shocking, gut-punching way to lose a game. I just, and it's a lot easier too, right? Like, the Chiefs have had these losses where they can blame somebody. Yeah. It's a heck of a lot easier to blame Lynn Elliott, to blame Elvis Grbac, to blame these guys that that the fans don't really like when it's. And look, like Jamal Charles he had 180-something rushing yards and 48 more receiving. He did a lot more to help the Chiefs than a lot of guys, but it just sucks, man. It just hurts a little bit more when the guy that fumbled the ball in that play is one of your best liked, most respected, perhaps better at his job than anybody else is at theirs kind of guy.
There's no villain in that case.
No, right. Yeah. And he stood up and took blame for it, which
good leader.
He didn't need to do. Yeah. I guess he did need to do that. That's part of being a leader, but that was not his fault. That was not his fault at all. But it just sucks to see that guy, be the one to wear it. Yeah.
And
well, just maybe to sort of try to tie together a little bit of what these two guys are saying with a little different slant. Everything was just as teed up as could be for this game, and for them to win this. And I do think that no matter what, we need to remember that there were always going to be 14 more games this year, no matter what happened tonight, whether they won or they lost. They weren't going to win anything or lose anything, that says something about the entire season tonight. But if they're ever going to make a break to being like not the same old Chiefs or whatever term of that nature that we use about them, this was a nice way to change that narrative. And the thing I can't get past is the first offensive series where they get just stormed down to the 2-yard line, and then Andy got all wacky with trying to throw to the sideline from the 2-yard line repeatedly, and again Jamal Charles obviously regrets fumbling that ball on the last play, but to me it was the play calling down there that just took all the steam out of this thing. And we're talking about 17-0 or 21-0, and that's a totally different game.
Absolutely.
If that happened.
Absolutely. And just to kind of tie that all together, I'll say this. There's more than enough blame to go around tonight. You want to blame Andy Reid for the play calling near the goal line on that first play, you can go ahead and do that. You want to blame Andy Reid for the last play, the fumble, right, for trying to run the ball, throwing 20 with 36 seconds left. instead of just kneeling, you can go ahead and do that. You want to blame Charles? 2 fumbles. Yup. Alex Smith, he's got his interceptions too. And you can go ahead and do all that, man. DeAnthony Thomas had a fumble as well. Alex had the 2 interceptions. It's a team loss. But I will say this, if these guys are a real deal, like if they're really a good team, they'll bounce back from this in a big way. This is week 2. It's not the end of the world. Those losses, the Lynn Elliott game, there were real stakes there, right? There were big tangible stakes. The 38-10 Indiana loss, that's fine. But if this is a team that can do big things, they're not going to let it stop them. So we're going to see what these cats are made of. At the end of the day, football is a game about overcoming adversity. Teach you a lot about life, right? Because every day we all deal with something, and just like football, sometimes bad things happen. It's about going on to the next play, right? And it's about going on to the next thing. So if these guys are really good, what happened tonight won't matter. They'll come back and they'll do what they're supposed to do this year. And we're going to be here chronicling that journey. We appreciate you guys watching. Out here from Arrowhead is Terez, Blair, Sam, and Vahe. See you guys next time.